The February 12th Committee of the Whole will come to order. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Present.
Mr. Stuchel?
Present.
Mr. Edwards?
Present.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Here.
Mr. Schulmeyer?
Present.
Mr. Culbertson?
Present.
Ms. Rytoff?
Present.
Let the record show that all 7 members are present. Members of council, what is your pleasure on approval of the written minutes of the January 22nd council meeting?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schulmeyer.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that. Motion by Mr. Schulmeyer, seconded by Mr. Culbertson to approve the written minutes of the January 22nd council meeting. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Next on the agenda, and I don't know who's going to cover this, but discussing the zoning changes to Chapter 11131. It is AJ. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, council. We are talking about changes to the Board of Zoning Appeals, Chapter 1131. On the title page, I combined multiple sections just to better organize the chapter. Throughout the chapter, I made some small changes to go from zoning inspector to zoning administrator. Anytime there was a written number within the code, I also added the numeric number next to it. Very little of the code was actually eliminated. Most of the code was reworded or rearranged. There are some discussions which, some exceptions which I will discuss. Under section 1131, we added that alternates can be added to the Board of Zoning Appeals. This was done so that if there is a conflict of interest for a board member, or if they were unable to make the meeting, we would be able to have a substitute and have a full board. Councilman Schildmeyer, you will notice under 1131 that the change you requested through LCC to have the 2 added in specifically, that change has been made. The next change that I wanted to talk about is under section 1131.0502. This is a section that underwent the biggest number of changes within the code. We eliminated any reference to a use variance. The main reason behind that, uses are typically approved by Planning Commission and then forwarded to council for final approval. The use variance would allow the Board of Zoning Appeals to allow uses which had not been put into the code. We felt it was most appropriate to allow that to go through Planning Commission and then council review versus allowing the Board of Zoning Appeals to do that. So the use variance portion was eliminated. Section B under 1131.053 lays out the conditions that variances are supposed to be approved under. It's based on the unique shape of the land. So that is the criteria when the board looks at variances. That's one of the things that they're supposed to look at specifically. Section C is probably the largest change in this section. There were previously 3 standards by which the Board of Zoning Appeals was supposed to judge and make a decision on the variance. And again, this is still under section 1131.05. This Ohio Supreme Court made a court decision that said there were 7 standards. They're referred to as the Duncan standards. So this update is to come into compliance with what the U.S. Supreme Court has said we should be making the decision on. This is also the reason that the ordinance is requested to be an emergency ordinance. And those really are the biggest changes to the code. If there are any questions, more than happy to answer those.
Anyone, any questions? No? All right. Looks good.
Thank you.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to place ordinance number 7 on the table for next council meeting.
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'll make a motion to place ordinance number 7 on the table for the next council meeting.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, second by Mr. Edwards to place ordinance 7, 2026 on the table for the next meeting. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. All right. Next on the agenda then is to discuss an ordinance to amend section 159.03 bonds of the certified, or the codified ordinances, and I don't know who, Mark, you get to do the honors? Okay.
Sure. So this would amend Chapter 159 employment provisions. Under that section, currently, we have a section 159.03, bonds that list out all the various officials or employees that need to retain a performance bond or security bond. Many of the positions currently listed no longer exist. There are others that exist that are not listed. In talking to our property and casualty carrier, they strongly recommend that we migrate to a crime policy, which would be comprehensive, would cover all employees, would provide greater protection. This is something they've been asking for really for quite some time. So this would formalize that. And under the state law, ORC section 3.061 provides for a dishonesty and faithful performance of duty policy, otherwise known as crime coverage. So that's what this would enable us to do, and I am asking it be placed on the agenda at the next meeting and passed as an emergency.
Anyone, any questions for Mark? I did see this, is there any changes to any of this ordinance, or did I see something about a word?
There was a typo in that
There was a
ordinance.
typo, yes.
But
It would be corrected.
in this, what, the second paragraph, is it, we're just before the now therefore, there's a
Yep.
word concerning. We're
Yep.
gonna, before we give you the one to
Yep.
look at
Yep.
for the next meeting, we'll remove that word.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to double check.
Yep, thanks, Steve.
All right, then I will entertain a motion at this time to place ordinance number 8, 2026 on the table for next council meeting.
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'll make a motion to place ordinance number 8, 2026 on the table for the next council meeting.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, second by Mr. Morton to place ordinance 8, 2026 on the table. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. All right, next on the agenda, we'll move to reports of administrative officials. Mayor Jonathan Stuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. First off, I'd like to thank our awesome service department for their response to our recent snowstorms. They did a great job, and it was very difficult to deal with because of the lack of places to push snow other than in front of your cars or driveways. Thank you to our residents for their understanding and patience, but at least we can now see some grass again. I also truly appreciate our fire and police departments as well, who went above and beyond to assist those in need during this extreme weather. I also can't forget our City Hall personnel who showed up to cover the building and phones. I appreciate the entire response from everyone. We're also asking residents to please register for our new mass notification system. We're phasing out our current call command notification system, which we've had to extend because of its limited signups for the new. The new system will improve and enhance the communication capabilities during emergencies for announcements and community events. It includes email, voice, and text notifications. It does require each resident to create a new account on our resident portal and subscribe to your preferred method of notification or methods. Unfortunately, we are unable to transfer the current phone numbers on the old system to To sign up, please go to the Alerts and Notifications tab on the website where you can create a new account by following the instructions. You can sign up for village-wide announcements about events, special meetings, and other timely notices, or you can simply register for the emergency SMS text messages only. We will be simultaneously running both systems actually this weekend starting, and eventually phase out the old system hopefully next month. Also, the CIC will be holding their next meeting on Tuesday, February 27th at 6 p.m. here in council chambers, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Auditor, Ms. Brickwick.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first thing I have on the agenda is, resolution number 3, 2026. We unexpectedly got an invoice from Cohen, Todd, Kite, and Stanford, which was from last year. So in order to pay that, we have to, council has to pass a resolution. Not only is it from last year, but it's more than $3,000. The amount is $6,194. I ask that this be placed on the agenda so I can pay this invoice. And then secondly, ordinance number 9. This is first of all, creating a new line item, 0711 Langley Avenue Street Project. We finally got the amortization chart for that, so our first payment will be made this summer. It has the additional appropriation for that line item, which is $13,365, which is the summer payment. And then it has for outside cancel 012I9 6200. That's to cover this invoice in the resolution. 012P professional services for $20,000. It seems like when we were preparing the budget, we missed Alloy, and they're going to be doing a new software for the recreation department where everything's online, and so we have to pay for those, and so that's what that will cover. 018A2 Safety Center, it's $12,000 to repair the elevator in the safety center. And 31-22 Service Department Leasing, we finally have all the cars in and we know what our payments are going to be for this year, and it needs an additional $48,000. Are there any questions?
Mr. President? I don't know who this question is for. I could have screwed this up for sure. I had noted that we had already approved resolution number 3 for something else. Are we sure this isn't 4?
I don't know, I'll look, but when I signed up for it today, there was,
Yeah.
on our sheet,
You're-
but I'll double check it
You're
for
probably
you.
right. I've probably screwed it up.
Okay, that's
Let's
fine.
double check it.
I'll double check it.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah, that's it.
I will at this time entertain a motion to place resolution number 3 on the table.
Mr. President,
Mr. Schulmeyer,
I'll make a motion to place resolution number 3 or possibly 4 on the table for next council meeting.
motion by Mr. Schulmeyer, second by Mr. Morton to place resolution number 3, possibly 4, on the table for next meeting. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to place ordinance number 9, 2026.
Mr. President,
Mr. Schulmeyer.
I'll make a motion to place ordinance number 9, 2026 on the table.
Motion by Mr. Schulmeyer, seconded by Mr. Morton to place ordinance number 9, 2026 on the table as well. Are there any remarks? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. All right, thank you. Move to Law Director, Ms. Van Valkenburg.
No report, but I would like to go into executive session to discuss ongoing litigation at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Entertain a motion then to go into executive session at the end of the meeting for ongoing litigation.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to go into executive session following the meeting.
Motion by Mr. Schulmeyer, seconded by Ms. Hausfeld, to go into executive session at the end of this meeting to discuss ongoing litigation. Clerk, will you call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schulmeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
Ms. Rytoff?
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, motion carries. We will go into executive session at the end of the meeting for ongoing litigation. Treasurer, Mr. Cathy.
Thank you, Mr. President. The closing balance of our Star Ohio account as of 1/30/2006, $9,621,886. $876.23. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Safety and Service Director, Mr. Wendling.
Thank you, Mr. President. The village continues to engage with Synthica to address the foul odor issues related to the operation of their plant at Vine Street and Murray Road. The plant is currently shut down while they conduct a comprehensive review of their operations in an effort to identify the source of the problem. The village is working to ensure that the odor issues are negligible going forward. As promised at the January 22nd council meeting, the village has received a shipment of the popular trash bags. They are available for purchase in the office of the village clerk here at Village Hall. Purchase is limited to residents of the village with a cost per box of $10. The limit is 4 boxes per calendar year per household. The service department remains busy cleaning up and removing the piles of snow from the recent winter storms. Please be patient as they complete their work. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Tax Administrator, Ms. Helms.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the January 2026 Tax Department receipts. Tax collections for January 2026 were $686,435. January 2026 is up 5.8% or $37,637 from January of 2025. There were no refunds for January. Delinquent tax collected with capital recovery was $311.50. Delinquent tax collected with the Ohio Attorney General's office was $8,879. And just a couple housekeeping reminders. The 2025 St. Bernard tax returns are due by April 15th of 2026. All tax returns must include page 1 through 3 of your federal tax return. You must also include all W-2s, 1099s, and any federal schedules if you have them. These items are required by law. Your tax return will be pending until those items are submitted. Also, I wanted to address a power of attorney is required to discuss tax matters regarding anyone but your joint filing partner. This includes parents of adult children making payments and wanting a receipt. We can only discuss tax matters with the taxpayer or their joint filing partner. If you have any questions, please contact the tax office. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Just want to verify Mr. Schultmeyer is correct. I have Resolution 3, 1, 2, and 3 in my briefcase, so it will have to be 4, it sounds like.
Mr. President, afterwards, can I have a copy of 3? It's not on our spreadsheet. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change it.
Okay. All right, we'll move to reports of standing committees. Finance, Mr. Morton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Due to no needed agenda topics, the Finance Committee meeting scheduled for Wednesday, February 25th is canceled. The next meeting is currently scheduled for March 18th at 6 p.m. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Service, Mr. Gus Stuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Service Department at City Hall will be closed on Monday, February 16th in observance of President's Day. There will be no trash collection on Monday. The collection schedule will be as follows. Monday's collection is moved to Tuesday, and Tuesday's collection is moved to Wednesday. Thursday and Friday's collection remain unchanged. And the Service Department is also still accepting applications for seasonal employment. Applicants must be at least 16 years of age and possess a valid driver's license. Applications are available for pickup at City Hall and will be accepted until all positions are filled. As temperatures rise and snow continues to melt, the Service Department will be conducting assessments throughout the village to identify any damage to storm drains, curbs, sidewalks, and potholes that may have developed over the winter months. Residents who observe any areas in need of repair are encouraged to contact the Service Department at 513-616-3413 to report any concerns. And additionally, I would like to request that a presentation be added to the agenda for our February 26th council meeting. Our population health specialist with We Thrive, Leslie Aguilera-Ramos, will present the 2025 Community Health Assessment. This assessment provides a comprehensive overview of our community's current and historical health status, identifies contributing factors to higher health risks and poor outcomes, highlights key community needs, and outlines available resources aimed at improving overall health and well-being. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Public Improvements, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. President. There was no need for a Public Improvement Committee meeting, and I hate to say I have no report.
Thank you. Safety, Ms. Houseville.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight I have the activity for the Police Department for last year, 2025. For the year of 2025, the Police Department had 7,627 calls for service, resulting in 5,720 contacts. There were an additional 5,406 other services details that were not necessarily called in by the public. These calls for service included 472 total criminal offenses, resulting in 680 criminal arrests, 479 traffic citations, 15 of which were OVI, and 878 traffic warnings. Of all the traffic contacts, 170 were for speeding. They responded to 231 accidents as well. 33 of those involved injuries, and we also responded to 303 calls for mutual aid. That was for the year 2025. I also have the police activity report for last month. For the month of January, the police department had 580 calls for service, resulting in 422 contacts. These were an additional 412 other services, details that were not necessarily called in by the public. These calls for services included 24 total criminal offenses, resulting in 60 criminal arrests, 49 traffic citations, and I'm going to say this might be a typo, but I'm going to say it if the chief, 9,580 traffic warnings. Okay. 95 traffic warnings. 2 of these traffic arrests were OVI. I was like, darn, we're doing good. They responded to 13 accidents as well, 2 of which included injuries. You can't throw me off track like that. News and notes, Officer Jarrett Thatcher and Will Tuttle have successfully completed their training and are now flying solo. Both officers are on night shift and are welcomed additions to our department. We wish them a long and safe career as they serve and protect our village. Thanks. That concludes both of my reports, Mr. President.
Thank you. Laws, contracts, and claims, Mr. Schultmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. As I think I mentioned last meeting, the Laws, Contracts, and Claims Committee met on January 21st in council chambers and discussed changes to Chapter 1131, the zoning code. And I want to again thank AJ for doing such a great, thorough, and thoughtful job. The committee can recommend that council pass by emergency in the next meeting. The next Laws, Contracts, and Claims meeting will be February 25th at 6 p.m. On the agenda will be to review language of the existing charter. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Marketing, Mr. Culbertson.
Thanks, Mr. President. The next Historical Society program will take place on Monday, February 16th at 7 p.m. at the main upper level of the municipal building. The program is titled Shifting the Current, 1995 through 2025, and the presenter is Beth Hemberg from the Mill Creek Alliance. The deadline to submit an application to work at the Aquatic Center is tomorrow, February 13th. You can drop off your last-minute application at City Hall between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Business and Industry, Ms. Rytov.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to start by also praising our service department for their continued efforts. I watched a bobcat move snow up and down Church to go around cars, so much thanks to our service department. On Thursday, February 5th, the Business and Industry Committee met to consider interest in a youth center and address specific health and safety concerns regarding the Syntheca plant. Regarding Syntheca and UGI, the committee addressed 3 specific events. The most recent being the quote-unquote gas buildup that resulted in an anonymous call. Chief Young clarified for the public that no harmful gases were detected when they responded, and he emphasized that the plant has not yet produced any natural gas. UGI, being based in Pennsylvania, has committed to hiring an on-site manager, and the committee agreed that both Syntheca and UGI representatives would be available at a future meeting. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, is there anyone in the audience wishing to address council this evening? All right. If not, then I show a total of 3, actually it'll be 4 ordinances. 3 that we put on the table tonight, 1 that had its first reading a couple weeks ago, and 1 resolution. So we will address those. And at this time, council will go into executive session to discuss ongoing litigation, and we will return when we are finished.
You going over there and clutch your wings?
Appreciate the kind words.
Hall of Fame of what? Hall of Fame of what?
Nope.
You crazy?
Trouble. Yes, you are.
Well, I had to go this way anyway. I wasn't planning on going into executive session.
All right, well, hopefully we'll be quick. How's Tommy Fox?
Yeah.
Oh, it's staying on.
But it's gonna require us more or less kind of just, at this point, signing over the property, but we'll have to see about if any one point where there is an equity stake or anything to work all that.
All right, council met in executive session to discuss ongoing litigation. We are back in session, as I said, so it'll be a total of 4 ordinances, 1 resolution. And next committee of the whole will be next council meeting will be February 26th. Next committee of the whole will be March 12th. This time I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
President,
Mr. Culbertson.
make a motion, we adjourn. I'll second that, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Culbertson, seconded by Ms. Housefeld to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.